Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of the most accurate. Today, we're going to step it up a bit, but in some people's minds, we're probably stepping to the left or maybe even down. But I don't believe that that's true. What has the drop-off fairy left for us today? We'll need Mr. Cuddy's help to decide. And maybe a little bit of coordination, but you know, that's never in long supply here. Where should we start? This is so masterfully wrapped that I'm a little bit scared, honestly. We have definitely seen a Christmas elf in his off-season job with this level of wrapping. This is quite amazing. Okay, we got that level. Let's see if we can do a little bit of this here. And then, if I can, I'm gonna stab myself in the face, and that'll be a fun video. Yeah, I'd post it too. I have no problems posting that. If I had cut my face off, I would definitely put that on the internet. I would have a million hits. Did this idiot cut his face off? Well, the one thing I can say is this box is well packed. Cracks and pops and completely unmolested bubble pop. You can just pop. Look at that. That's brand new, straight from the factory. I have no use for this. Well, I guess I had a use for it. This one, this is not bubblegum. Okay, or cotton candy apparently. I mean, seriously, look at this. This is quite well done. Bravo, people who sent me this from AliExpress. So, what we have done today is found ourselves quite a plethora of packing materials. Good Lord. But in addition to that, we've got ourselves a headphone amp. What kind of headphone amp, will you ask? It is a clone, a ChiFi or Chinese clone of a discontinued German amp from Lake People, aka Violectric. And then, let me see if I can figure out how to get this out in less than all the pieces. Apparently not. We have this chalkster. Right here. I got a thank you card. Dear customer, thanks for your continuous support to our store, and we are striving to improve ourselves in terms of service, quality, sourcing, etc. It would be highly appreciated if you could leave us a positive feedback, which would be a great encouragement for us. If there's anything I can help you with, don't hesitate to tell me. Thank you for your positive comment. Your encouragement will keep us moving forward. We sincerely hope that we'll have more chances to serve you. Best wishes. And then it has a lot of emoji stars and a check. I've been thanked. With cardstock and it's glossy. I'm not mad at that. Okay. Now the emotional part is over. Back to violating plastic with metal. This has been your AMSR moment for the day. Look, holes. Look, knobs. What does that mean? Feet. Unit tour. We'll start with the feet. They look like little DJ platters. Let's start with the back. Power hole. Inputs. right, left. Outputs, right, left. XLR, RCA. You've been informed. We have massive numbers of dip switches to change the pre-gain. And you know everybody likes a really good pre-gaming. Pre-gaming. I like the pre-game. We have serial numbers. This is obviously a Vioelectric clone. It's pretty chunky. It's a chunky boy. It's about 3-4 kilos maybe, I'd say. Nice, very smooth knob. Very smooth knob. Obvious indicator, so you know where it's actually pointing. It's really sliced through on both of these knobs here. And then we have le bouton for doing the stuffs, like selection, RCA, and XLR, and all that. And then what we're doing with it, and how we can mute things. We have your 4-pin XLR, your seemingly, I don't know if that's two single-sided 3.5 jacks, or 6.35 jacks. So we'll see in a moment if they're stereo or mono and straight to the headphones. And once we do this, you got it right the first time, Mom. Oh, right. Good for me. Then, make sure I'm anchoring this properly because it seems like it really wants to. There you go. Get in there. Get in there. Oh, it's alive. Okay, so we have fancy boutons. They're amazing. They're fancy. Probably easier to do it this way. Fancy buttons. Oh my gosh. Look, they lit up. Okay, so since nothing's plugged into this, I'm going to turn it back off. What am I going to plug into this? I am going to plug in sources to this. That will make them amazing. Because sources are sourcey. A source is a source, of course. Unless your source is actually a horse. It'll all be on a steady course. I can't read from here. That way. So, now have the ability to listen to the things. We actually have an hopefully accurately set up amplifier with a source. And why do we have this amplifier? Well, it is a clone of one of the most beloved amplifiers of all time, which has been discontinued. So they're almost impossible to get, and everyone who has one is not letting them go. The input sensitivity is 6 dB, is plus 6 dB. The amp gain is plus 8 dB on the unbalanced and plus 14 balanced. The front stage gain is minus 12. There's a lot of gain. Who cares? I don't care. Hertz. The frequency range, with an accuracy of 0.5 dB, plus or minus, you're looking at 5 hertz to 70 kilohertz. That's insane. Or so you'd think. The average standard given for audio equipment is plus or minus 3 decibels. And at that level, you're looking at 3 to 200 kilohertz, 3 hertz to 200 kilohertz. That is actual insanity. That's Thanos level, I'm snapping the universe levels of I'm just too crazy to be messed with insanity. And the dynamic range is 129 decibels. That's an orchestra. That's everything. There's no more sound than this. You can listen to jet engines on this thing. I've seen it opened up. It has the exact same parts, the same topology as every other thing. They even sort of cloned the logo, etc., etc. So when we're looking at a noise floor that's like, I think it's like 4 zeros and a 7 at that point for your total harmonic distortion. It is just nuts. The noise floor is like minus 95 decibels. It's going to be clean. There are things that can force cleaner than this, but it will sound unnatural. It'll sound, it won't sound as clean as this. And unless you're using like super sensitive IEMs, it won't matter to you. So let's see how this thing plays through. This is just the unboxing video. This is too big of a thing for me to do a full. So I'm going to do my normal reviews. I'm going to use the Modhouse T60 RP Argons and see what I think. I'm going to trade a few headphones in and out, but I'm not going to spend a ton of time on test tracks. I'm just going to give you my general impressions. I'm sure my editor edits most of this crap out anyway, so this is just me and the music for a minute.
Yim Hock Man's poem of Chinese drum. You're getting all of the dynamic range in this thing. This is one of the best recordings for dynamics specifically I've ever heard, and it is not being held back here. Soundstage is really good, and placement is on point. It's really good. Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor with a church organ and drums. Another favorite test track of mine. The sense of the room, the wood in the room in that organ is just crazy. Lionel Lecke's HH album. HH is Lionel Lecke on solo guitar and voice playing the songs of Herbie Hancock, and it's being revealed here really, really well. Punta Mayo presents Cairo de Casablanca. It has a great synergy of percussion and ranges of sound and different types of instruments. It is definitely this amp is pretty amazing. I've got to admit. I'm pretty sure the DAC that I'm listening to is limiting this. It's not the amp is giving you everything it's hearing. I can promise you that. Kevin Pankin's Made in Abyss original soundtrack, the OST for Made in Abyss. You just have to listen to it yourself. It's so amazing. The entire series is amazing. It's brain melting how good this music is. The bass fitness test, I'm going to go with from Thundercat off the album Drunk. It's not long, but it is definitely strong. Oh, wow. Going to retry that with different headphones. These are the Koss KPH 40s, and these are the most scalable headphones and the best deal in hi-fi on the planet. For $40, you get everything out of everything. You can put these on a $9,000 amp, and you get all of it. But as these are a dynamic driver as opposed to a planar driver, looking at something different slightly. BT and the Roots, Tap of the Machine. From the Blade 2 soundtrack, just for a little EDM madness. But now I'm going to step up to the HE6XEs because these are a much smoother listen, but these are a much more technical and analytical listen, and now I'm going to get analytical with it. But again, I think that these are going to take a much longer listen to find out what this amp's actual limit is. And I've also made a knot in my cord, so yeah, there's that. Didn't know I was a sailor. You go in the water, you go in the cage goes in the water, you're in the water, shark's in the water. If you're old enough, you know what that is. You whippersnappers might have to dig it up. Let's jump into Fatboy Slim, Bootsy Collins, weapon of choice. Gotta do it. And I mean, Christopher Walken's in the video freestyling. It's walking. What are you gonna do? They can't resist it. It's pulling you in with the flavor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it goes to show, and I've said this time and time and time again and time before, that price isn't everything. Country of origin isn't everything. What matters is what's in the box. And what's in this box is fire. The soundstage is there. It's on point. The representation, location, and pinpointing of instruments is really great. It sounds good on older things, not just on newer things, which is great for me personally, because my memory goes back further than, 2015. So there's that. And you definitely hear the different eras of recording, the systems that they use, the different studios, the ambiance, the back air, whether it's been recorded digital or analog in the tape and stuff like that. So these details are all there to be heard. The Fatboy Slim with Bootsy Collins, a weapon of choice track, it's hard to understand unless something's very clear that's delivering the information. And you hear all of the separated details in their entirety. You can understand everything Bootsy's saying, and most people don't even know he's on the track. They just hear the horns, and that's pretty much it. And if you play this in your car, it's garbage. It just sounds not very well recorded. But there's just so much information going on that it kind of blurs, unless you have a really good system for this track. I'm digging it. It's been 15 minutes with it, but I'm definitely thinking that this is going to go in the studio probably, if nowhere else. But I'll probably hog it for a while. It's got power. It's got 5+ watts per channel on, and it has a impedance curve that they refer to as a saddle. So it matches the impedance of the drivers that you're pushing. It doesn't just give you one thing and have a drop-off line like some of these other, products. And it lives up to its name, and it is accurate. So this is something that you can. I got this off AliExpress. It is the accurate HPA A281. This will definitely, if you don't have a big budget, but you really need big budget results, this will definitely help you create and listen to some great art.